Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the portfolio. Portfolio is up 0.55%. It's pretty good, honestly, because AMD, my biggest position by far, is down 2.33%. So it's pretty good that the portfolio is still in the green, even though my biggest position is in the red, right? I did deposit some money to the portfolio. You see my buying power is going up almost to 54,000. I also bought some Celsius earlier today. I bought Celsius at let's actually see real quick. Not that much, only like 10 shares. I bought 10 shares at 24.51 and I bought it right before the pump up, right? So, I mean, that's pretty good. But could have bought it yesterday for in the 23s if you really wanted to buy, just to have any cash on the side and any cash that I deposited. So, I waited until I deposited actual money to buy, and I only bought a little bit, so I didn't have to put too much on margin. But yeah, the buying power is going up. As for the portfolio, I don't foresee us going back to all-time highs of 90K plus until AMD starts moving up. And I don't foresee AMD moving up until there's any major news, like partnerships, anything like that, that push the stock up, or until earnings in next quarter. And if we don't see earnings, a huge earnings beat like we were supposed to this quarter, then I think AMD will probably be stuck between 450 and 550. Maybe we'll see 550 if the whole trade is moving up and is bullish. But I foresee 450 to 550 unless there's like a also something negative going on. Then AMD may push back down to low 400s. But at low 400s, I think that's a decent buy. If we see what's it called, low 400, 420, like we seen last time, then I think I would buy some shares just to um, get some more equity in this. It all depends, right? It all depends on how much buying power I have. I will continue to try to put as much money into the portfolio as possible every week, at least 500, all the way up to 1,000, depending on hours. But yeah, but other than AMD, man, this portfolio was looking nice, right? SoFi actually was doing pretty good. He went all the way up. I foresee SoFi probably ending the year 20 plus, hopefully. So SoFi will help push the portfolio up. If we see SoFi at 15, obviously I'm gonna buy some. Celsius crashed yesterday all the way down to 23, almost 23.50, and now it's at 26.89. So there's a big rebound right there, pretty nice. Alpha was almost at $100 freaking, guys. So close. Just leaving that alone. Service now 124. Another one that's been doing good. Shopify also almost 150, 152 earlier today. Salesforce doing pretty well. We may see Salesforce above 200 soon. So look at that. Netflix low 70s is still a really good buy. Meta, if we see 550 or lower, I might buy a share or two. If like I said before, if we see 550, 500, every 25 to 50 bucks down it goes, I'll probably buy a share. I think, but Meta is another long-term play. I don't foresee Meta doing very well the next few quarters unless they start turning around their business, because right now we're seeing the revenue decelerate, right? We saw last quarter 30 plus, and now we're seeing high 20s. So are we going to see 25, mid 20s next quarter, or low 20s? If we go back to 30s, that's good, but we need to see those numbers. Look at Palantir up 8.7%, almost 170. Palantir, will we see it back? Them going back to 200? I don't know, man. I didn't buy enough of this one when I bought it, but we're still up decent amounts. I mean, we're up decent amounts on every single thing, except there's just not that huge dollar amount that I like, right? The only two stocks I have a decent amount of money in is SoFi and AMD, right? SoFi being $20,000 plus, and then AMD I think $60,000 plus. So those are the two that will really push the portfolio up. All these ones going up a lot. All of them going up a lot is basically like if AMD just has a green day, it's like all of them combined to equal that. So yeah, Microsoft and Amazon, those two. I like Amazon a lot more than Microsoft, but Microsoft I bought it at 350, so I think that was a pretty good, or yeah, 350, 360, so I bought it at a good price. But we see Microsoft basically almost at 500 bucks, so Amazon was hitting 280s, 290s almost at one point, so Amazon's always a buy. If I see any big red days on Amazon, I'm just gonna buy, and that's all I foresee for the portfolio right now. I don't see us getting back to all-time highs, like I said, for a while, unless we see some very big news for AMD that maybe changes everything for AMD, and boom, you may see a partnership that helps them, propels them up more. But I don't foresee anything until maybe earnings, and then we may see a pump up again. But like I said, it's going to be pretty difficult for the portfolio to push back up above 90K unless we see some kind of correction or big drops that we buy in, and then it just rebounds back. That's probably what the next play is going to be, is just buying the big dips. So that's what I'm going to do. So AMD needs to go back to maybe under 430 for me to think about buying AMD. And then maybe I'm like, okay, that's a pretty decent buy. But I think AMD is still good for the long term, guys. Just you gotta be patient. Sometimes for these long spells, I mean, it's already been almost 3 months since the portfolio has really moved. So this time is just stack cash and wait for opportunity, right? So that's all we need to do right now.